All right, so this is Focus on Liberia. We have with us this afternoon Representative Larry Younquoi of Nimba County Electoral District number 8. Right after session, we have come to chat with him briefly. He had a communication on the agenda of plenary discussing issues surrounding the most talk about national housing and population census, but I think there was some problem with the way the plenary of the House handled that. So, Honorable Younquoi, welcome to the press. Just tell us exactly the background of your communication and what exactly
census process. In conjunction to my position as Chairman of Governance and Government Reform, interspersed with the fact that I'm a professional in the area as a top-notch demographer, professional. The process, look at whether we're in full blast, so ensuring that it is done with the degree of care, proficiency, and efficiency that is required. And so, of late, that is given. Most people interpreted the 15 days to have meant the end of the census day, the proposed end of the first census, which is to be extended by 15 days. And so it was supposed to be consummated into a joint resolution of both houses. But if you look at it from the time we read it, we were talking about a second. Raised a joint resolution. When I went home, I decided to pen down what I felt we needed to do to the speaker of the danger that we were arriving at. And agreed with the president to give the 15 days asking for with all the unanswered questions. I got text messages in my phone that tells me that 8 trainees to 1 tablet. After a training that had been conducted using the natural voice of the trainers. Send the message that all of us, all lawmakers at the lower house were expected to be on this ground on Friday for a special session. When I came, it was like, let's sign on to the joint speaker. Today. Which is today. Procedurally, it's not possible for us to extend the census to start on the 8th, while at the same time, the only possibility for us to have a joint resolution is the same Tuesday. The Senate had the 20 signatures. The president. But then upon my return to Monrovia yesterday, I heard that the president had issued a proclamation declaring 11, which is a little improvement into what was earlier. I cannot be the problem for the people. So I forgot it, I went on. So whenever people ask me and say, yes, the census will go on as planned. Except that I can't say anything much about it because I've exhausted all I needed to do and nobody did it. So I was lying down this morning when it exploded. It was saying we're proceeding. Elaborate. People were trained before by master trainers. Those people were supposed to be paid $50 a day. Those people that were trained by the master trainers were the TOT, the trainer of trainers that went to the question. They misinformed the Minister of Finance, who finally appeared before us and said that the payment will be done. I had insisted that the payment must be done to zero balance because money is not an issue. We continue to be told by international. We continue to be told by every Liberian government that the outlook is not good out there. That Buffer Chamber speaking to me today, the call is here. He cannot deny that. So I came and wrote. There is the diction was not good. I was supposed to discuss the issue. What is wrong with this? Are the projectors not in country? There are 3 cars assigned in Nimba County, for example, not a gallon of gas in it. It doesn't move. How do you carry on supervision? Or what is this? So the only opportunity we have today is that since that this was rather, and they meet, then Thursday they will come tell us something. I wish them well. In a meeting with the Senate without me being there to really tell them what is happening, what will not happen. The only thing is, is that we should temporarily halt the process. We set up committees to work with the executive, which is legislative partners, to ensure that the recruitment and training, even that the very people they are trained, we make sure they go through 10 days of training on all of our wife who are to. I don't know. I don't know really the objective of this government, because it could be ineptitude or incompetency, but the level of arrogance I see there, nobody wants to listen. If I were Senator Mr. Toure, knowing that he has a lot of people, but you're not training the people on this thing, how will they conduct census? Granted, I told somebody saying, way to Todi, and the supervisor is around somewhere else. It's not closer to you, and the person was not adequately trained, and the person does not know what to do at a certain point in time. There's document you need to click ahead to see whether the map of your area is configured into that. Then you start your enumeration. Something goes wrong, you can't do it until the supervisor finds a fit to come visit you. Trying to teach you. I hope even the supervisor is trained adequately to be able to salvage the situation in the field. Of reproductive age, 15 to 49 years, when you're planning for old age, the high disease, hypertension, diabetes, or those kind of sickness that normally happen to old people, when you're planning for anything, you will not have Liberian statistics. I'm not talking about political confusion. That one is out of the question, because then you are not even started the process. When will you have the document to apply Article 80 D and E? So got new constituency. So the issue. So that's basically why it is.
All right, so
I wish them well. The legislature is the problem for this. Does not go on. It is not legis. It is the legislature unwillingness to take decisions. And then we know now the quality of data will be appreciable, at least 80%. But otherwise than that, there is nothing coming out of the census if it goes the way it's going.
Thank you. So let me ask one question so my colleagues can come in. Thanks so much. You, so Honorable Younquoi, my question to you, you still, are we seeing possibility? Is it possible?
I'm being candid. I sat around a table for census and major data collection in places like East Timor, in Eritrea, where I served as a UN demographer during the reconstruction process in 1998. Before I would go to East Timor in 1991 as director and coordinator prior to my Senate. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. If this process is not halted, albeit temporarily, for us to streamline the recruitment process and do training in an efficient, and it is efficiency that is lacking. They have something they call, they are training. Okay, they are effective. Because if they let go this way, they go, but they're not efficient. What we call digital census, that's why any training you do, you need 3 days for canvassing of the enumeration area. You will go in the building and list years. Instances where their bodies will be counted and where a child that was born after the census was started will not be counted. Do you know that some living people will be rejected, will not be counted, and some dead people will be counted? These are intricacies that only people like us know. And so if you are not doing it every now and then, new names to them and for the training, and then give them 25% of what they need to go in the field, everybody is motivated. Everybody will be trained using the gadgets. Then we show. But otherwise, what they call training going on, census must go on. We're not going to get more than 10 that they themselves are not convinced that nothing can happen. But I wish them well. If you go on, I will appreciate it.
Younquoi, clearly the census has started on a chaotic note. We're talking about issue of money for people who are working as demographers. We talk about low morale, the low profile, the entire process. We're talking about corruption and all of the noise. Amidst all of this, I'm sure you have a genuine fear. Are you afraid that if this thing
for the election, given that we agreed to have the census less than 1 year to census, given the intricacies involved, to the elections, obviously the issue of using it for the electoral process was way back. But the indirect result will be we have as a baseline. For example, a population of 75,000, like we some of the countries are. You can't go and say they get 3 seats. Or even if they have 3 seats, at the election day, you want to have the person receive so many 100,000 votes or so many thousand votes in that county when you know that Rado came from 14 to 17 or something like that. And then Magibi, Bassa, and Lofa Bond were given one each. That was got them to where they are. So if the thing had gone on, maybe, and then show some marked increment in the population in these areas, maybe they will get engagements or seats, then they will now think about how it can be done. The mark constituency should be constituency number 4 initially. Then went to 5 in 2000. There will be some remuneration that will be disastrously flawed.